Hey guys, appreciate you guys for joining me for another session of Life Conversations with Marlo. Guys, we're here. We just talk about everyday issues that help your family and my family. Okay, guys. Before we get started today, listen. I need you guys to hit that subscribe, like, and notification bell. Okay. I started this podcast like a little over 2 months ago. It's building up steam, but it goes nowhere without you guys' help. All right. So, with that being said, let's get off into it. So guys, listen. Today's recording was supposed to be about relationships and marriage. We're gonna do that one tomorrow with Danny and Lamont and myself. That's gonna be tomorrow, okay? Danny called me last night, and we was talking about something that we feel that we need to talk about today, and that is the issue with a lot of black women blaming every black man who voted for Trump. And where I stand on that, guys, is you cannot paint every black man with that wide brush, okay? Because Danny, as you see here, myself, Lamont, we was three of the biggest advocates for Kamala Harris and trying to push the vote out for her. So it's just not right, ladies. And I'm talking to my black queens out there, because that's what we're doing this podcast about today. So Danny, let me get what you got to say on the matter, and then we'll go from there, man. Take off.
So, um, and this is, I had one conversation with a friend, but this is not the first time I've heard this, and I was ignoring it for a little while. I saw it posted on Facebook by several of my queens. And at the same time, it's like when I got to the point of just asking the question in regards to why is it that when people want to say something that they want to say a lot of black men, and the whole divide and everything. It's like it's a lot of black men's fault that Kamala didn't get in, didn't get voted in for president. And I mean, the news perpetrates one thing, and people want to say one thing, but there was no facts to back that up.
Mm-hmm.
And when I asked her, and I ask anyone, I'm like 6%. So you're saying a lot is, a lot of people is 6%. 6% of black men voted for Donald Trump. Did we also recognize 5% of black women voted for Donald Trump? So you have 93% of black men voted for Kamala Harris. 94% of black women voted for Kamala Harris. I'm sorry, 6 and 5%, equaling out to about 11%. That's kind of nominal. That's a nominal thing when it comes to why she lost.
Right.
And the big thing that I have an issue with is, and this is the one thing that I've been trying to speak to my sisters about and speak to everyone about, is, and it's the one thing that we, as black people, we have the hardest time doing, is we coming together.
Mm-hmm.
Kamala, preached, and when Kamala got up there, she united us, and she said, and she called just the same thing that Obama did. He called for hope.
Mm-hmm.
They both got up there and they fought, and they did something that a lot of people will not do, is that they decided it's time to fight against the norm, fight against what's going on, and step up and like, hey, let's bring about this change. Let's be hopeful. Let's bring about this change.
Right.
At the same time, sisters, we need to come together. I'm sorry, there's a whole percentage, and you can pull these stats up. These stats are easy to pull up on the internet. You don't have it's not hard. They'll be the first ones that pop up, and you can find several of them. You cannot sit back when you look at it. The percentages over the whites and Latinos, there's your deciding factor. We all voted, and we all came together. So immediately after the results was in, why are we fighting, brothers and sisters? Why are we fighting this? We need to come together and say, hey, we did it. You saw it. We have the proof behind it. All you gotta do is pull it up. We are supporting you, sisters. Don't listen to the mass control media, and don't listen to the masses trying to let the smallest dog in the fight bark loudest.
Right.
Don't do that. How about the people that are quiet and fighting for you, and fighting for your rights, and fighting for you to be equal, fighting for for you to be recognized in this world. Why don't we stand for that? It's time not to preach against that. It's time to preach for it. Let's come together, people.
Right. So, man, listen, Danny, man, I myself, I have always been an advocate, man, for the movement of black people. I've always been an advocate of women's rights. Okay, and let me tell you what moves me and pushes me like that. I've always been like that, but even more so today is that I have a 5-year-old niece, okay, named Grace, that just lost something that she don't even know nothing about yet, that all of us could have prevented. You understand what I'm saying? So now,
Yeah.
the world that she's gonna grow up in is nothing like the world that your mom grew up in, or my mom and my sisters, because they had rights. Okay? This election, sisters, I want you to listen to me. Make no mistake about it. You did take a step back with your rights as a woman. You absolutely did. But you had millions of men also who tried to prevent that from happening. Okay? We failed. We failed. It's over. It's done. What we're going to do now? We got to fight, come together, overcome this. We got 4 years to do it, and we can do it if we come together. If, I'm going to say it again, if we come together. Now, whether we can do that or not, now that remains to be seen, Danny. And I don't know, Danny, man. It's what's still killing me, Danny, if I can say this. 55% of the Latino vote. Okay? Now let me talk to my Latino family for about 30 seconds, okay, if you don't mind. I want you to keep this date in mind. January the 20th. Keep that date in mind. You want to know why that date is so important, especially for you, the Latino community? That's when Trump takes office. That's when Trump said he's going to start his deportation plan immediately. I don't think some of you guys really know what deportation looks like. Mass deportation looks like. That's going to mean coming into your homes. If you got a cousin at your house that's illegal, they're coming into your home to remove that said cousin. It's not going to be nothing like you think it was. And the crazy part about it, Danny, is guess what? It ain't just the Latinos. It ain't just women. It ain't just the people who voted for Trump who's going to suffer. It's all of us. All of us. We're in this boat together now, guys, because the majority of America decided to put Donald Trump back in office. Okay?
Yep.
Let's call it what it is. White women overwhelmingly voted for Trump to get back in office. I said again, 55% of Latinos voted for Donald Trump to get back in office. Okay? But we're here now. So ain't no sense in keep on crying about it. Ain't no sense in ladies, my black queens, there's no sense in attacking some of the black men who was there supporting her from the beginning. It's unfair.
Stats don't match it. The stats don't defend you.
Mm-hmm.
The stats don't defend you, saying that it's a lot of black men that did it. There's no stats to show it. And you're going to get a lot of people that will sit back and say, no, we didn't. There's not a lot of black men that voted for Donald Trump. There's a few, and they're on media, they're on the news. They made the news.
Right.
They were supposed to make the news,
right,
because it looked good for him to get voted in that way. So that's what it was for. The same thing with the Latinos. Hey, and guess what? When you're talking about that mass deportation, it ain't gonna matter in regards to it like when I had to get my wife, her residency, and it's like, you miss a deadline. There could be people trying to be legal and they missed the deadline because financial problems, because it costs a lot of money to get, to get your residency, to get your citizenship.
Right.
That's not cheap. So You got people over here that have voted me in, and guess what? Your cousin, your mother, your friend is working on theirs. They're working on legalizing themselves.
Right.
You know,
Right.
are they illegal? No, but guess what? They're gonna, because they missed this one little deadline, or because they missed this, it could be financially. Guess what? They are now illegal,
Right.
and they're gone. So you got the people that came in illegally, and you also got the people that came legally that are going to be gone at the same time. And this is where it's like, you know, let's stop the blame. Let's stop playing the blame game. And like my brother said right here, hey, continue the fight. Continue the fight. Let's come together and let's fight. You know, we got this 4 years. We got to do this. Let's fight and get your rights back.
Right. And we can. And we can do this. Yeah. If we can do something that's rarely done, and that's come together. Easier said than done. Now listen. You remember what me and Danny just said about the 6%? Was it 6% black men, Danny?
6% black men,
6%.
5% white, 5% black women. 6%
black men out there. All right. Now, I'm gonna talk to the women that's dating this 6% that voted for Trump. All right. Here's some advice from Marlo. Okay. Wait till they go to sleep. Get you a good frying pan and just hit them across their damn head. I'm just playing, y'all. I'm just playing. Y'all don't do that. I'm just playing.
That's that Tyler Perry stuff right there.
I'm just playing, ladies. Don't do nothing like that. I'm just playing. But on a more serious tip, though, know who you sleeping beside. Because with that black man who you sleeping beside that voted for Trump, just voted against everything against you. And that's all I'm going to say about it. Just know who you sleeping beside. All right?
Yep.
Man, listen. So, tomorrow's podcast, guys, listen. This is going to be one that you want to tune into. Because, ladies, me, Lamont, and Danny, we're going to tell and try to solve the age-old mystery of what do men want from a woman. And we're going to let y'all know tomorrow, okay? So y'all need to tune into that tomorrow. It's gonna be a good one. Me, Danny, and Lamont Frison. Like I said, we're gonna keep it real. I hope you guys join in for that one because, ladies, when you're talking to me, Danny, and Lamont, and I'm gonna say Danny and Lamont, two really good family dudes, y'all. Okay, myself, Danny's married. Danny, how long you been married?
Been married for 7 years.
7
years. Wait. No, I'm sorry. We've been together for 7. It's about to be 8 now. So we've been married for 5. It's going to be our 6th year. So
okay. You better get there. You better get there right before you get that skill across your head, Danny.
Hey, she's Japanese, man. She kicks, and it comes fast.
Right. And Lamont Frison, he's been married. I can't think of how long Lamont's been married. Me myself, I'm not married. I do have somebody in my life almost for 5 years now, and when I tell you what we're going to bring tomorrow is experience, and as what we want from men, what good men want from a woman, ladies, you're going to be shocked because guess what? It ain't a lot.
Nope.
We do not require a lot as men. I'm telling you, okay? So you guys want to make sure you tune in from that one tomorrow. Danny, man, listen. We're gonna end that right here. My suggestion to you, Danny, do not let that woman hear you messed up your years, how long you been married, because I need you tomorrow for this show. And if you let her know that, you ain't gonna make it, son. But anyway,
we good. She's, that's the one thing that I love about her is that she messes it up herself.
Right.
We flip the years all the time. So
right. Man, I can't wait. I can't wait for this conversation tomorrow, Danny, man, because I'm gonna bring some stories, some personal stories, and everything. I just can't wait till tomorrow. It's gonna be epic, man. I'm telling you. So with that being said, y'all guys, I appreciate y'all guys for joining for another session of Life Conversations with Marlo. And until this next one come out, y'all guys be cool. All right, you love each other. Peace.